Righto team, welcome back to another Football Manager video, and yeah, today we've got a big one. We've spent a bit of money trying to make this team somewhat of a formidable force to avoid that relegation in the Premier League. So let's jump straight into it. First, we have Jonathan Larkin. He has left us. He's gone to Trade Me Rovers under 23 on a free transfer. He's nothing special. We don't need to worry about it. Brought in some free transfers, which I'm pretty stoked with a couple of them. Some of them it's a bit of poor business on my half, but we'll start off with Shadap. He unfortunately didn't get a work permit, so he's on loan with Chaves in Portugal. So hopefully he does something. He looks like a fairly competent defender. His stats are decent enough, and he's just come through the Borussia Dortmund Youth Academy, so we'll see how he goes. We've got Ivo Martins. This one is a good signing, I do believe. I'm very happy to have him here. He's come in from Monaco, of all places, mainly played for the Monaco second team, but still, regular goal scorer for them. Granted, the Champion National CC is probably quite some distance away from being on part of the Premier League, especially if he can't even get into the Monaco first team. But he looks decent enough.
For all the details about Olympic...
Go away, Apple Watch. No. Yeah, we'll see how he goes. He looks decent enough. It's a free transfer. If not, we can sell him for a profit. There's another poor signing on my behalf. I've sent him out on loan just because he's actually not good enough for the team after some other players that I've brought in, and we really do have quite a lot of midfielders now. We are overloaded with midfielders. It's a bit of a shock. Yeah, he could be a decent squad player for us in the future, perhaps, but I think he's only rated at a League One level. Yeah, League One. And he's not really going to grow or be any better at his age, unfortunately. So we've sent him out to Legia Warsaw. Maybe we'll shift him on next summer. Next summer. And we'll get a bit of healthy profit for him. Free transfer. He's come through the Leeds Youth Academy. Went on loan to Millwall, Atlanta, Fulham, Plymouth, Peterborough. We signed him on a free. He's gone back out on loan, so... Yeah, and then the last one, Glenn Gallagher, who we're actually keeping. He is a centre-back for us, comes in from Newcastle, spent last season on loan at Coventry. Didn't do too bad a job. Coventry obviously weren't too far away from being promoted. But yeah, 6'2". He does the job as a backup defender. And here we go. We've got a couple more. This is obviously technically last season. But we got in at Michael Watson, a 19-year-old Scottish midfielder. He's gone on loan to Walsall. He's got decent potential, but he came in on a free. Phil Harwood, he's come in on a free as well from Manchester City. Could have potential, we'll see. I saw a player that was being released by Manchester City. He was 19, and I thought, well, if he's free, it's not that much of a risk. The potential ability is pretty decent, so hopefully he does something for us. And then the last one, not least, is Barry Pearce, who we got for 165k. And he's actually worth 11.5 million, so it's a good bit of business. And he's actually a competent player for us. Could be a good potential Premier League player. Currently League One. Yeah, he could be decent backup. 23-year-old Englishman, so look forward to seeing how he does. Obviously not going to play too much, but... Right, now we get into the nitty-gritty, and here we go with the rest of the team. Obviously, you would have seen we did all these free transfers. So now let's get into another Newcastle player, Jens Helvensen. Don't know how to say his name. He looks pretty decent. Deep line playmaker. Can just sit in midfield. He's Danish international at 28 with 57 caps and 6 goals. So he can't be too bad. He's not quite a goal scorer, but he is a pretty big beast and just sit there, win the ball back, and pass it round, hopefully to create some chances. But yeah, he'll be our player, and we only got him for 25 million, potentially 32.5 with add-ons and whatnot. See, last season he came to 12 million for Newcastle. He played 30 games, scored 4, assisted 3 in the championship. And we've moved to take him up, and obviously Newcastle are stoked because they've made a almost double their profit. Potentially, it will be over double their profit if it reaches the highest price. But yeah, look forward to seeing how he does. We then have Nahul Pisani, who is a decent young right back from Argentina that we've signed from Argentina Juniors for 15 million. That's all it's going to cost, 15 million. And yeah, he looks pretty decent. He's currently a championship player with potential to be a Premier League player, which you'll find is the case with most of the players. Even the championship players, they are worth like 30-something million. Prince Jackson, a new centre-back from Norwich, 6'5". He's an absolute beast. Great jumping. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. He's a pretty solid physical player. Last season was on loan in Belgium. Played 27 games for them. Not too bad. He played at Norwich for a couple of seasons. He played 3 games for Norwich and didn't do too much for his 25 mil playing. But, I didn't even notice that. He was actually on loan at Blackpool while we're in League One, and now he's come back. Okay. That's funny. I had no idea. But yeah, we've paid the 35.5 million. That's all it is. And yeah, he's probably one of the only players that is currently... he's not even. He's currently playing... he was actually... It did actually say that he was a Premier League player. But maybe we don't have any Premier League players because you do have to spend a shit ton of money to get a Premier League player these days. Even the... obviously, if you can see there, to get a leading championship player, it's still 35 million. So, it's hard. Although this is New Zealand currency, so... Yeah. We brought in Paulo Pino from Brentford, because Brentford obviously didn't come up. He's still a decent player for most championship sides. But yeah, he's just someone that can play on both sides of the wings. He's good backup. And yeah, only 10 million, which is pretty good. Could be 16.5 with potential add-ons. I don't think it'll get to that. He's moved around quite a bit, actually. He's obviously played for Newcastle for a couple of seasons, Atlanta a couple of seasons. He went to Stade Rennais for a couple of seasons. He went to Brentford just for 1 season last year. Brentford obviously came very close to being promoted, but they didn't. No, where did they end up finishing? They finished 4th, unfortunately, and then they lost in the playoff. 5 goals and 9 assists last season's pretty decent. This is he's probably just going to be a squad player, expensive squad player, but decent enough. Brought in Louis Wagner for another Argentinian, and this time a backup left back. Again, championship player. Got him in from Leicester for only 11.5 mil, 21.5 mil with potential add-ons. So hopefully we don't have to pay that 21.5 mil. I don't know if he's worth that, although he could be pretty good. But he's good backup for Lawrence at least. He's got 4 caps for Argentina, so he can't be that bad. Yeah, it was very hard to find some players. I went looking for youth players on a youth contract, and just paid whatever their compensation fee was going to be. So we got this guy, Stanislas Wimbangamongo. Wimbangamomo. Yeah. He comes in from Napoli. He's a Belgian goalkeeper. 1.8 million isn't too bad. His potential is pretty outstanding. 6'1". He looks like a handy young prospect. Hopefully does well for us in the future, can grow. He's could be worth a hell of a lot more in the future if he doesn't. But yeah, decent enough. We got in Jake Gibson from Melbourne City, who we only paid $2.5 million for, and he's actually one of our better players. He's come in from Australia. He's also English, which is strange that he's playing in Australia. Again, yeah, championship player, but he could be Premier League in the future. And yeah, he is actually one of our better midfielders, especially playing in the attacking midfield role. He did well in Melbourne City for his entire career, 82 games, 28 goals. Not too shabby. At only 20 years old, and he's almost played. He's played about 85 and scored 29. So, regardless of whether these players actually make the team or not, we'll be able. Most of them we should be able to shift for a healthy profit at the least, hopefully. Another player that we picked up from the Australian A League was Mud Hassan. We got him for 3.3. Yeah, 2.4 potential add-ons. Wait, what? Minimum cost 2.4 potential add-ons. I don't know. Another one on compensation, but he's already got 17 caps for Australia, so he can't be bad, or that bad at least. He's only a squad player. Again, someone that can play through the middle and on both wings. Championship player. Potential is there for the future, and he's only 20, so plenty of time. Then we brought in Giuseppe Rulo, a player that can play on both wings, all facets of the defence really. He can play on left wing, left back, right back. He can play in the centre. Centre's probably where he will play the most. And he's come in from AC Milan last season. Was on loan with City Serie C. Played 17 games. We'll see how he goes. He's 22 years old. His stats are pretty decent. They're all pretty well rounded. So see how he goes. We brought in Boris Borobiv. Unfortunately, he didn't get a work permit, but he is listed for loan, and hopefully we'll have something. Hopefully we should be able to shift him on, but he's come in from Shakhtar Donetsk, and he's got good potential as well, and he's attacking midfielder. 19 years old. We'll see how he goes. Alan Schofield, another one that we brought in from Australia. Another Australian, actually. He's a striker. It's come in from Brisbane Roar. 1.4 mil. He's worth about 1.3 currently, but he's 19 years old, 6 foot. He's got decent stats. A player to he's sit on the bench, come off, score a few goals, hopefully throughout the season, but nothing hugely special. Familiar face is Juan Luca Baldini, who we've had this time will be our third time that we've had him in a club. So obviously we started with him at AC Milan. We then went on and bought him for Villarreal for 1.9 million. He went on loan last season to Mallorca in the second division of Spain. Oh no, La Liga Santander. He played 31 games in top division of Spain, and now he's come to Blackpool on loan. Another player that is probably championship level, yes. I would love to buy him just because I've basically been with him his entire career so far. I brought him everywhere I've been currently. Wow. From AC Milan to Villarreal to Blackpool on loan. But he's probably going to ask for quite a lot of money, as well as not being able to really afford him. But he's 6'4", he's an absolute beast. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. Couple more. Thomas Findeisen. I was just loaning players at this point just to add up to the ranks. He's a Premier League player, which is great because we're going to need that. And he can play same position as Connor Major, which is a bit odd. Connor Major is someone that obviously that scored or assisted almost 20 goals last season. So I don't really want to drop him, but he's also not Premier League quality, whereas this guy is. And he's probably one of the only players that is on Premier League quality. And we kind of need some Premier League quality players, as well as the fact that he's in the attacking position, where we can get a couple of goals. Like, look, these stats are phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's 22 years old. He's probably our best player currently at the team. So, yeah. And then we've got Pascal Isomba on loan as well. Not sure why Bristol City let me loan him. But we do have an optional fee to buy him for 25.5 million, which I probably won't take up. Like, it took me ages to get scout reports on a lot of people. Our scouts aren't all too good, so I just had to sort of blindly go in with the little details that I did have of a few players. So it was a bit annoying, but we've got a team now, and we can't really. Windows closed, but we got out a few people. Abdul Hur, he's left. He's off to Portland. He's in Portland now. He plays for the Portland Timbers. He was never going to be a Premier League player for us, was he? No, we sold him for 195k. Definitely worth a bit more than 195k if his value is 1.2 mil. So definitely got ripped off a bit there. We sold Dean Dyer to Celtic. He's never going to play for us anyway. And then Daniel Krisner, he's off to Hedgick Split. We sold him for 8 million, so we made a pretty good profit on the guy. I was pretty stoked with that. Yeah. Didn't think we really needed him too bad. And then we got a few players out on loan. Shadiq Akbar Mash has gone out on loan. He's got potential. He might be a player. We'll see. But he's playing in Turkey. Castillo, he's out on loan at Burton Albion. Aaron Jones, he's out on loan. Neil Povey, Omar, and Andrew Ford as well. So that is it. We got spent 110 million, and we made we sold 8.5 million. Yeah, and then we had our friendlies, 5-0 victory over Barrow, 7-0 over Southport, 2-0 over Northampton Town, which is nice. A 1-0 loss to Bro Batiste, 3-3 draw against Sevilla, 3-0 over Cordoba, 1-0 over Guimaraes, 2-0 over Grimsby Town for Shane Hamilton's testimonial, 3-1 victory over Bayern Leverkusen, a 3-1 victory over Hedgick Split, and a 1-1 draw over in Red Star, against Red Star, should I say. Started off the season with Everton against Everton, lost 1-0. Unfortunate. Wasn't the greatest game. Wasn't expecting to win. Went and played at home to Wolves, actually, and we left it quite late. Jack Southwood scored in the 79th, and then Prince Jackson in the 93rd minute to win it for us, which is an absolutely phenomenal performance at Bloomfield Road for us. I was very stoked with that. And then we continued that on with a 1-0 victory, thanks to a Conor Major goal over Bournemouth. And then the miracle even kept going, and we were 3-0 up, thanks to Hilveson, Martins, in literally 6 minutes. We're already 2-0 up, and then Gus Hutton right on half time. They had a player sent off in the 47th minute, and then they got a consolation goal in the 92nd. I was pretty stoked with the win. We play in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. We've actually had quite a tough draw. If you look at the Carabao Cup, second round, Burnley. Third round, Arsenal. These are Premier League teams. It's a bit rough. We did lose, unfortunately, to Sheffield United. Ending our run, but that's all right. Braulio got 2 penalties, and yeah, we did get a consolation goal right before half time, but no. Going to play Leeds and Southampton in the next episode, and then we're probably going to do Arsenal Liverpool, because we've got a torrid run, I'm sure, coming up. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea. That'll just be mainly how many goals can we... what's the least amount of goals we can concede in those ones? We'll see. Hopefully we do beat Arsenal in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Probably not expecting a huge amount. Like, we're supposed to reach the third round, which we have. So that's fantastic. Hopefully we can continue, reach the 4th round, and then they want us to reach the 4th round of the FA Cup. Hopefully we can do that, and then fight bravely against relegation, which we're currently not doing too badly. 2 wins, 2 losses, 12th, -1 goal difference. I'm not expecting a positive goal difference this year. That would be lovely, but it's probably not realistic. But anyway, that has probably been quite the hefty introduction to the season, so I will leave it there, and I'll come back for the games basically like straight away. So cut the video, and then we'll see you back very shortly. Thanks a ton for watching, and yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.